This is Global Conflict Watch, bringing you independent reporting on global events and international affairs. What would really happen if Iran went to war with Israel and the United States? Could Iran actually win? Or would a conflict like that trigger something much bigger? On paper, the answer seems obvious. The United States has the most powerful military on Earth: aircraft carriers, stealth bombers, global surveillance systems, and hundreds of military bases around the world. Israel, although much smaller, has one of the most technologically advanced militaries in the Middle East. Its air force is highly capable, and its defense network includes Iron Dome, David's Sling, and the Arrow missile system. These systems were designed to intercept rockets and ballistic missiles before they can reach populated areas. Because of this, many analysts believe Iran would struggle to defeat the combined forces of Israel and the United States in a traditional war. But Iran has never planned to fight that kind of war. Instead, its strategy focuses on something called asymmetric warfare. Asymmetric warfare means using indirect tactics against stronger opponents. Rather than fighting on one battlefield, the goal is to create pressure in many places at the same time. Over the years, Iran has built alliances and influence across several areas of the Middle East. If a major conflict began, multiple fronts could open simultaneously. Instead of one war zone, there could suddenly be several. That forces opponents to divide their military resources and attention across different regions. Another major part of Iran's strategy is its missile and drone arsenal. Iran has spent decades developing ballistic missiles capable of reaching targets across the region. But the real tactic is not just precision, it is volume. Missiles can be launched in large waves, designed to overwhelm defense systems. Even advanced interception technology cannot stop every incoming projectile if enough are launched at once. Iran has also heavily invested in drones, which have become one of the most disruptive weapons in modern warfare. During a major escalation last year, Iran launched a large barrage of missiles and drones toward Israel. Many of them were intercepted, but reports suggested some still made it through, causing damage estimated in the tens of millions of dollars. Some commentators claimed the scale of the attack eventually led to a period of de-escalation or temporary ceasefire. Supporters of Israel say its defense systems worked extremely well. Others argue the attack showed how difficult it can be to stop very large missile barrages. But military pressure is not the only battlefield. Iran has also faced years of economic sanctions, led mainly by the United States and supported by several allied countries. These sanctions target oil exports, international banking, and global trade. Over the past 18 months, economic pressure has intensified. When a country's currency weakens, everyday life becomes more expensive. Reports from inside Iran describe rising prices for basic food, such as bread, rice, cooking oil, eggs, milk, vegetables, meat, and sugar. Families have also faced increasing costs for fuel, electricity, medicine, and transport. Supporters of sanctions say the pressure is meant to force political change without war. Critics argue the biggest impact is often felt by ordinary citizens trying to afford daily necessities. One of the most shocking moments of the conflict came during the first wave of attacks. In the southern Iranian city of Minab, a girls' school was struck during the school day. Reports from Iranian officials claimed more than 160 people were killed, many of them young schoolgirls. The incident drew international concern. Under international humanitarian law, schools and hospitals are considered protected civilian locations during armed conflict unless they are used for military purposes. Calls were made for investigations into what happened. At the same time, another dramatic event shocked the region. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was reportedly killed during strikes targeting senior leadership in Tehran. The death of the country's top leader marked one of the most serious escalations of the conflict. When political leadership becomes a direct target, the risk of escalation increases dramatically. And the biggest concern is what could happen next. Right in the middle of this region lies one of the most important shipping routes on Earth, the Strait of Hormuz. A huge portion of the world's oil supply passes through this narrow waterway every day. If conflict disrupted this route, energy prices could surge overnight, and the economic shock would be felt around the world. The real danger is not just who wins a battle, but how quickly a conflict like this could spread. History shows that wars often begin with limited objectives, but once they start, controlling what happens next becomes far more difficult. So the real question is this: if tensions in the Middle East exploded into a full-scale war, would it stay regional, or could it pull the world into something much bigger? Before we end this report, there's another major development unfolding that could change the situation even further. I'll be covering that in the next video, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it.